Good morning, students. Today we are going to begin a new lesson, Chapter 8 Natural Resources. What is natural resources? A natural resource is something found in nature that people can use to meet their needs. So, these natural resources we are getting from nature. So, which are the natural resources we know? Water, oil, forest, rocks, minerals, soils, animals. So, these all comes under the natural resources. So, how we are using water as energy or irrigation purpose or drinking water facility, and all oil we are using as energy fuel. Then forest we are using as wood, food, medicinal purpose, home for the animals. Then rocks are used for construction and building. Then minerals are used for jewelry making, glasses, ceramic, many things we can prepare or can make. And soil is useful for our agricultural purpose. Then animals are used for the food, wool, and horns. Many things we are getting from animals also. So these all comes under natural resources. So now we'll come to our lesson. Human needs can be satisfied partially or completely through resources, because some of the needs we can satisfy through the resources. There are thousands of elements in the nature, but we cannot call all of them as resources. Many elements are there in the nature. So how we can call as the resources? These elements can be called resources only when these are utilized by man through his special knowledge and expertise. So how we are using? With our special knowledge and experience, we are utilizing these elements as a resources. In other words, the things on which the man is dependent, then human needs can be fulfilled by them, and man has the physical and intellectual capacity to utilize them, can be called as resources. It is something useful for humans. In this way, anything which is used to fulfill the human needs becomes as resources. So this all comes when the human needs becomes as fulfilled, then it will become as a resources. In ancient time, man did not know about the minerals buried within the land. So there were not these resources at that time. But today these are extremely useful due to their utility and the developed techniques of mining. So how we are using these all the things from the ancient time, because development of the techniques of mining or digging the land, we are using these also things as a resources. The natural resources should have the both virtues of utility and a capacity. So capacity is there and a utility also must be there to work. The resources are made of the interaction of three, which are the nature, man, and culture. So this is very important one. Underline in your textbook. The resources are made of the interaction of three things, which are nature, man, and culture. Next, we will see that uses of resources. Resources are useful to us in many ways, because already we said about how it become as the resources. So that is why resources are useful to us in many ways. We learn about its role gradually at every stage of human life. All activities from agriculture to industries ultimately depend on natural resources from the lower to upper ways, because each and everything we are depending in the on the natural resources. So let's know about more. The first one is uses of the resources as food. Various food requirements of man are complied by various resources. Fruits grown naturally, various crops obtained through agriculture, milk and its products, and meat obtained through domestic animals, fish and other aquatic animals from reservoirs, honey prepared by honeybees, etc. are used as food items. So these all naturally we are getting. So it's known as that a resource as food. So second one is resources as a source of raw material. So it is a source of raw material. Which are the things? Various goods obtained from forest, agro products means agricultural products, wool, hides and meats, that is a skin and a horn. Available from animals, minerals or etc. from the raw material form the raw material for many industries. So this all comes under the source of raw material. The third type is the third uses of the resources as energy resources. We use coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. as fuel in industries as well as in the domestic fuel, because in the industries we are using as well as in our houses or in the residence we are using. We said energy can be generated through solar isolation, wind, sea waves, tides and ebbs and waterfalls. Not only from this, and also solar insulation, wind, sea waves, tides and ebbs and waterfalls also we are getting the energy resources. Now we'll see that types of resources. Resources are classified as follows, which are on the basis of ownership, on the basis of availability, on the basis of distribution centers. So in three ways, the classification of the resources are three. On the basis of ownership, basis of re-availability, basis of distribution center. Following are the types of resources on the basis of ownership. In the basis of ownership, some types of resources are there. So types of resources on the ownership, let's see in the table. So the first one is individual resources. How? Owned by an individual or a family. By a person or a family, it's owning or it's securing. So which are land, building, etc. are the examples of individual resources. The second one is national resources, owned by a country or a region. National or owned by a country or a region. So which are the things? Examples are army, international trade. The third one is global resources. All physical or non-physical resources which are used for human welfare. For the human welfare, physical or non-physical resources are used. So resources of common ownership of all nations of the world. The next we'll see that resources can be classified as the follows on the basis of distribution. Now we have seen in the basis of ownership. Here we'll see that in according to the distribution ways. The first one is universal resources. What is that? Useful gases in the atmosphere. Because useful gases in the atmosphere becomes as the universal resources. Examples are oxygen, nitrogen. Generally available resources. Then generally everywhere we are getting or easily available, which are land, soil, water, pasture land. Third one is rare resources, very rarely or only the limited places it is available. Examples are mineral like coal, petroleum, copper, gold, uranium. Because it all the places it is not there. Particular places may have this type of minerals. The fourth one is solitary resources. Mineral available only at one or two places in the world. So that is why it is known as that is solitary resources. Then chrolite, which is available only in Greenland. You could understand detail of two types. Resources can be classified by other method also, wherein these can be classified in two types as renewable and non-renewable resources. So again the resources are classifying as two types, the renewable and non-renewable resources. Some resources reproduce themselves as per the usage during a specific time, because some of the resources what they will reproduce themselves as their usage during a specific time. In other words, these are inexhaustible. Solar insulation, wind, birds, animals, bioreserves, etc. fall under this category. These are called renewable resources. So that is why it is known as that renewable resources. Then, what is non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are those which cannot be reused once they are used, or they cannot be reproduced, or cannot be reformed in near future. So once we use, it's getting over. Cannot be reused, cannot be reproduced, cannot be reformed. So examples are mineral, coal, natural gas, petroleum, etc. are included in this category. In this category means non-renewable resources. So here we can see that natural resources two types, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So the renewable resources are plants and animals is given. Non-renewable resources are mineral, fossil fuels, soils, etc. These are the some of the example for renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Next, we'll see that planning and conservation of resources. What are the plans or how to conserve our resources? Human needs are unlimited while the resources are limited, because for the human there is no limit for our needs, but the resources are very limited. During last 100 years, usage of resources has increased very much due to the extraordinary development in the science and technology and due to the population explosion. So because of more population as well as the science and technological development, then many types of resources we are using. That is why the resources has increased. Severe implication will have to be experienced in future if a serious thought is not given to this matter. So it is the duty of all of us conserve resources for the future generation. That is why we have to give some kind of importance for the resources for the future generation to conserve. Resources should be conserved and should be used rationally. So that is why we have to conserve our resources and we have to use rationally, or with the minimum we have to use these resources. The word conservation is directly related. The word conservation is directly related to the scarcity of resources. If the resources are exploited at the current rate where they are exploited hazardly and irrationally, then it will be a dream to maintain the development and current lifestyle. So what happen if resources are exploited? If you are destroying the resources, what happen? Or if you are misusing our resources, so what will happen? It will be a dream to maintain the development and the current lifestyle. It includes things like rational usage, its conservation and reusage. When there is a danger of existence on the life of a tree or a human life, the arrangement made for it's called conservation. So what should do? So for the existence of the resources, for example, on the life of a tree or the human life, so we have to the danger of the existence is there, we have to conserve, or because it is not being more that resources, what should do? We have try to conserve this type of resources. Let us understand about the planning and conservation of resources in detail. So what we will do, what we can do to conserve our resources. The first point we can see, the first of all, gather information about the availability of utilized, unutilized and probable resources of any region or a country as a unit. First of all, we should get an information. So then about the availability and availability of utilized, and also then which region or the resources of any region or a country as a unit. From where probability of these resources we have to understand. The resources which are limited or not renewable should be exploited scientifically and should be used only where it is necessary to use them. So what happen? These resources which are limited, or if it is very less resources is there or non-renewable, cannot be reused, these resources, what should do? Should be exploited scientifically and should be used where there is a necessary to use them. If it is only necessary cases, we have to use them. Attempts should be made to develop those resources, the quantity of which can be increased. And also we have to make some kind of attempt or some kind of work we have to do for what happen, made to develop those resources, the quantity which can be increased. So that type of quantity we have to make more. We have to make more quantity of this type of resources. The resources which are cheaper and are easily available should not be wasted, but instead they should be used sparingly for future use. For example, the water. We are getting more water. We have lot of water. We have. But what should do? We should not waste this water. We have to use, and also telling that the resources which are cheaper and easily available should not be wasted. So instead we have to use according to our need for the future use. Those resources which are in limited quantity should be conserved. Finding its alternative option through technical development is favorable in long term. And also what should do? If it is some of the limited quantity should be conserved, as well as what should do? Finding the alternative option. One is not there and other option we have to find out. Next one is necessary laws should be formed for the conservation of resources and should be enforced strictly. That is why some of the laws and some of the act must be given by the government for what? To be informed the conservation resources should be enforced strictly. So we should some kind of action, some kind of law we have to make for this for the uses of the resources. Next we will see that the citizen should be well acquainted with all facts associated with the rational usage of resources, and a public awareness should be cultivated. And also one other thing what should do, the citizen should be get the acquainted, how to understand with all the facts associated with the rational usage of resources, and a public awareness should be cultivated, because now public awareness we have to get it and we have to give to other people for the usage of this type of the resources. Next we'll see that soil formation. So students, today's class we have seen that what are the natural resources, what are the uses of the resources, the types of resources, and the planning and conservation of the resources. So let's continue in this lesson in next class. So students, thank you for listening my class.